Welcome back, guys, to Java Space. In this video we are going to talk about profiles, but we are still on sprint testing. All right, so a quick reminder: with profiles you can specify profile at a configuration class or at a method which is annotated with that bean, or you can specify a profile on a component class. It could be any stereotype, like at service, to say this service belongs to this profile, at repository to say this repository belongs to this profile, or at component, anywhere you want. All right, so profiles are not immune to sprint testing or our test context and all that. So we can also specify which profiles we want to activate for our test. And for us to do that, we use annotation at activate profiles. So you can specify as many profiles as you want. As you can see here, we say at activate profiles, we pass local, then we pass QA. You can pass many other profiles, but in a test context, you would want to test using local configuration and perhaps dev configuration or even QA. You don't play with production configuration because that's real data for the organization or for customers. So only beans belonging to a specified profile, which means beans that fall under local profile or QA profile, will be activated, as well as beans that fall under what we call default profile would be activated. So what is a default profile? If you specify a bean in Spring and you don't specify a profile for that particular bean, that bean automatically falls under what we call default profile. If you run your Spring application, Spring will show you that the application is running. Let me just show you that quickly. I'm just gonna try and run this. Because this application is using some SQL, I'm gonna show you that when you run this application without specifying a profile, Spring will give it a default profile. All right, let me see. Okay, this is running. All right, so let's run this application and observe what I'm talking about. Okay, this application is up and running. Let's look at the second line on the console here. It says no active profile set, falling back to one default profile. All right, so this is the default profile we are talking about. Because we did not set any profile, those beans will automatically fall under default profile. So those beans that are in default profile, that means they don't have any profile. They belong to any profile that you actually specify. So it means in this case, if you say activate profiles local and QA, only beans belonging to this specified profile will be activated, as well as beans belonging to a default profile. So this is a typical usage here. On the right, we have developer test. Then we have that context configuration. Then we have activate profiles. Then we have dev, which means we are activating this dev profile for this test class. Here, as you can see, we have specified two profiles. Remember, we also mentioned the default profile. So guys, thank you very much for taking your time to watch this video series. This was the last video under Spring testing. I'm going to make another series, but this time around I will try to be practical. This time around it's going to be a series on Spring Boot testing. So thank you very much, guys, and please don't forget to subscribe.